Hey there, this is Mr. Masonette, and what we're going to do with this lesson is we are going to write an equation in standard form that represents the linear relationship found in this word problem. So let's go ahead and read the problem and determine what the important information is so we can construct our equation. So the problem reads, for a graduation celebration, Ashad is renting tables and chairs. He wants to have only tables for 6 and tables for 8. The total number of people that can be seated in the space he rented with these tables is 200. And we have to write an equation in standard form that represents how many tables for 6 people and how many tables for 8 people can be used. Let x equal the number of tables for 6 and y equal the number of tables for 8. After writing your equation, find a possible combination of 6-seat tables and 8-seat tables that will seat 200 people. All right, now for a minute, let's just forget about writing equations in standard form or algebra or anything like that. Let's just pretend this is more of an elementary school level word problem for a moment, okay? So we know that there are going to be tables that sit 6 people. And let's say we just had one of those tables. Then that would be a total of 6 people. Let's say we had 2 of those tables. That would seat 12 people. Or 3 tables would sit 18 people, and so on. And the same would be true for the 8-seated tables. So like one table of 8 would seat a total of 8 people. And 2 of those tables would sit 16 people, and 3 of those tables would fit 24 people. So what we can see is changing here are the number of tables, and that is going to be our variable. Now in the problem, they said we had to let x equal the number of tables for 6. So what we're basically doing here is we're multiplying 6 by the number of tables. And the problem said we had to let x equal the number of tables. So basically what we're doing is we're taking 6 and multiplying it by x, which is the number of tables. And for the 8-seated tables, we're taking that and multiplying it by y. The problem told us to let y equal the number of tables that seat 8. So if we knew the number of tables that seat 6, we would multiply that by 6, and the same thing for the 8-seated tables. And at the end, we would add those totals together, and that has to equal 200. So this is our equation right here, 6x plus 8y equals 200. And this equation is actually in standard form. Standard form is considered ax plus by equals c. And the a, b, and c represent 3 different values. A is the coefficient of x, which is 6 in this case. B is the coefficient of y, which is the 8. And c is our total on the end, which is 200. All right, now we are tasked with trying to figure out how many 6-seated tables we can have and 8-seated tables we can have that would total 200. And one strategy that you can use here is just guess and check. For example, let's say, we just wanted to see what y would be if x was equal to, I'm just going to say 10 tables and see what happens. So what we would have to do after picking a random number of tables to plug in for x, you would have to solve for y. So this would be 60 plus 8y equals 200. You have to take this 60 and move it to the other side. Now notice our variable y is on the left-hand side of our equation, which means everything on the left must be moved over to the right except for the y value. So we are going to subtract 60 from both sides. And that leaves us with 140 on the right and 8y on the left. Now we have to divide both sides by 8. And y would be equal to whatever 140 divided by 8 is, which I don't believe is a whole number. So this would be a 1, 8, 6, 0, 7. This would be 56 down here, 40 left. It would be 17 and a half. So that is not going to work out because you can't have 17 and a half tables. So let's go ahead and find a combination that will work. All right, let's see what would happen if we substituted x with 20. All right, so first things first, we have to multiply 6 times 20, which is 120. And then what we have to do is move 120 to the other side by subtraction. And that would give us 80 on the right-hand side. And we have 8y on the left. And I can see right here, this is a possible situation that would work because the only thing y could be is exactly 10 because 8 times 10 is 80. So if I were to show work to completion here, I would just divide both sides by 8. So y equals 80 divided by 8, which is 10. So if x is equal to 20, then y would be equal to 10 tables because 20 tables times 6 people would be 120 people. And 10 tables times 8 would be equal to 80 people. And 120 plus 80 is equal to 200. So this is a possible combination.
Hey, I just want to say thanks for checking out this math tutorial. Please don't forget to hit that subscription button and activate notifications so you can be informed as I upload new math tutorials that just might help you with your math homework. Until next time, this is Shane Masonette with Masonette Math.